While most of us would prefer to be laid to rest in a nice bed of solid rock, like a coffin, this wasn't the case for the ancient people of China. Instead of lying down, they were buried standing up, just like you and me. But why? Well, the reason is pretty simple. The ancient Chinese believed that lying down in death was dishonorable. It showed weakness. And if you showed weakness, you weren't respected. This included the way you died and even how you were buried. What we know about their strange burial practices comes from the 4,000 ancient tombs that have been excavated in the city of Xi'an. The earliest of these tombs date back to between 800 and 600 BC. During this time, the local rulers were from the kingdom of Qin. At its peak, the Qin dynasty stretched from modern-day Shandong province to the northwestern region of China. This was around the time when China was still many small states rather than one big empire, so the rulers of the kingdom of Qin wanted to send a message to their enemies. By standing their dead soldiers upright, it showed their strength and sent a warning to their rivals not to mess with them. But it wasn't only soldiers who were buried in this manner. Important government officials and even civilians were also stood up and put in the ground. One of the strangest things is that some of these people had been put to death by Ling Qi, a form of execution in which the body was suspended upside down and blood was drained out through a vein in the neck. To make sure that their bodies stayed upright during the burial, the remains were bound together with ropes and held in place using wooden stakes. As time went on, the practice then moved on to other kingdoms, including the Han, the Six States, and even the Ming. These burials were incredibly time-consuming and required lots of manpower. This tells us that the standing-up burial was quite an important part of their culture and beliefs, but it wasn't without its problems. In 1974, archaeologists unearthed one of these standing burials at an ancient temple. When they tried to remove the corpse from the tomb, it collapsed. This made further excavation difficult since all of the bones were now in a pile of dust. Sometime later, another standing burial was found in the Shanxi province. This time, it was an entire family consisting of a man, a woman, and 2 children. They were so well preserved that the rope used to bind the bodies together was still intact. This led researchers to believe that the practice of standing burials lasted for nearly 2,000 years, from the Shang dynasty in 1600 BC all the way to the Qing dynasty in 1911. What do you think of this bizarre burial custom? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.